here. Just
Yes.
bear with me.
Okay.
Because we want to roll this, we want to make a texture.
Okay, and all of this with the exception of the stamp, all comes in the kit.
All comes in the kit.
All the tools, so that's the thing. You don't really have to buy anything extra, just what you want to decorate with.
So you see what I'm doing? I'm putting the oil on here so that this doesn't stick.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to use a cookie cutter, and these two are in front of me. What did I do with the big one?
There.
Oh, there you go. See, that's why you're so. I need you by my side.
Focused.
You do. You are. Somebody has to be.
I'm a good assistant.
So I'm going to roll this way and this way.
Oh, that looks so fun already.
And if it's not thin enough yet, I can just start here and roll it because I want to make sure that I have enough clay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you roll it out. Now, if I didn't put, can you imagine if I didn't put the stuff on here? So I'm going to move this, put this here, and put it where it's right there. And I'm going to press.
And that's it?
That's it. That's a cookie cutter.
That's easy.
So I'm going to take this off.
Okay. And check that out.
Okay.
Adorable. And children can do that.
Oh, everybody can do that.
That's great.
Now this is extra. Don't forget, this is fine silver. You want to save everything.
And you said you can always keep it and use even your scraps,
You can keep it. You can use all of your scraps. Now I am going to just refine this just a little bit. There we go. That looks a whole lot better.
Great. Definitely add this to your order, everybody. We're already down to fewer than, I think, 400 of these. So don't let this get away because how cute for Valentine's Day to have.
Oh, yeah. And there are 3 different sizes, and I am actually going to make something with all of the sizes to show you because I have another piece here that I'll show you.
Okay.
So what we're going to do with this
and just make sure you tuck that away, make sure you keep it moist, right?
So if
Any of the extras.
Yeah, you have to keep it moist. So what we're going to do is in the kit there is this is called a cutter scraper, and doesn't have a sharp edge on it, so it won't hurt you. And yet it still cuts.
That's included in the kit as well, and I just wanted to make sure. There you go. That's in the kit too. You don't have to buy anything extra. All reusable. So you don't have to buy these tools again. Once you have them, you have them forever, so it's really useful. Then what I'm going to do is with some of the leftover clay, if you look on the jewelry, it said love. Now, you can use any stamps. I got these stamps from my local craft store, but you don't have to. You can get it from any place. And so what I did was took some clay like this, and I'm going to move this to the side here. There we go.
And I'm going to take this and just roll it out.
There you go. Okay.
And I'm just going to do one letter for you to show. Okay. And these are just the stamps. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see actually what I'm doing. And I'm going to do L.
See, that's great. You may even have something like that. If you love to make things, you probably have something like that.
If you've done anything with scrapbooking, or paper crafts, and all I'm doing is cutting this letter out. I mean, how simple is that? And now I've got an L. So now what I'm going to do is you've got to just imagine here that you've got the whole thing that says love.
Okay. And let me see, because I'm looking at this right now. So basically, what are you going to do with this? Put this right on top?
I'm going to put that right on top. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to wet it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
See, these are great. And this is the thing. I was completely going primitive without the video, and I could do it anyway and made my own design. So this is fabulous.
You can use either a little bit of moisture or in there, you can see that there's a box. Hand me the paste there.
Right here?
No, the paste.
Oh, there. I'm blonde. She has me in class all day tomorrow, too.
I know. Then you'll know. Yeah.
There we go. Because, again, I have the kit, but a lot of the tools I don't have with it. I have the basics.
In here is 10 grams of paste. And the paste is nothing more than clay with a lot of water in it. But it's just the perfect consistency. So what you do here is you get the paintbrush. That's right there.
There we go. That one.
This paintbrush, which is included. I'm using everything that's included. Little bit of paste, on there, and you can take this and you can put it underneath and around it to make sure that the stuff doesn't go anywhere.
And see, my kid
and it's going to stay right there.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but my kid didn't even include the paste. So these are extra. I mean, really for me, because I got a really basic kid, because I was one of the first to get it. This is great that you're getting all the extras.
Now, if you notice that the jewelry had a zigzag in it, because actually it winds up being two separate pieces of jewelry, one for you and one for your honey.
Oh,
so
that's so sweet.
I'm just going to cut
like that. And see, what I like is that makes it so much easier. You're not using a kitchen knife. You're going to get really nice, precise cuts with that tool that isn't sharp. And that's included too, is what's wonderful about this. And by the way, everybody, everything she is using with the exception of the cookie cutters and the texture, kind of like a texture plate that we also have available for sale, everything else you can get is all included one price, one shipping price in this kit, and step-by-step instructions with the video. So you really cannot go wrong. Look at that.
And then, so here's what we have so far. And I don't even have to separate them. I can dry them just like this, and then they'll separate.
Okay.
The last thing we're going to do is we're going to put two little holes. Now what you should do, and of course I didn't get my coffee this morning, because when I get coffee I always save that coffee stirrer. You know that coffee stirrer that's got the hole in it? That's how we make holes.
Oh, that's
you get
easy.
to be a connoisseur of straws.
Oh.
So you do holes with straws, you use straws to roll things over. So I'm just making two little holes for my jump rings, because you got to put something on them so you can hang them. So I've got that there, and now this is ready to dry.
So that's it. And you do everything beforehand, right? Everything
ready
as
to
far
dry.
as design is concerned, you do ahead of time, and then when you're done, you start basically the process of drying out your piece.
And
right?
look like magic, here's what I have now.
Look at this.
So it went from this to this.
Isn't that amazing?
Okay, let me bring this up here in camera.
And it took about 10 minutes. Remember, blow dryer's your best bet.
Okay,
so, cool.
So now this is the exact same thing. See, I can put these together, and it's the exact same thing as that.
Oh, that is awesome.
And this one has love on it. So I had 4 stamps, and I did,
there we
look,
go.
magically they appear straws. So now I have the holes, and I have, it says love.
Yeah, there.
And this is going to go away because this is going to go underneath the dryer somewhere.
Okay.
And if you don't have a hair dryer, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't have a hair dryer, you can use the same thing you make beef jerky with. You can use a food dehydrator.
Really?
Yep.
So whether you're a hair girl, like a hair fanatic like me, constantly worried about it, or you're a foodie, you have something
You've got
in your
something.
house. Yes.
So now here comes the magic of our clay.
Okay, this is where it gets good. So
this is where it gets good, everybody. Just be ready to ooh and ah.
And this comes with it too, the brick.
This comes with it too, except of course it's a full brick. It doesn't have a corner.
This got a lot of wear and tear, that one.
my stuff has so much wear and tear on it. Okay, the cool thing is I can even put that together like that and fire it, and it won't melt together. I'll still have two separate pieces. Oh yeah.
You're blowing me away. You should see the pieces I made with none of the extra tools.
It's so cool.
That's great.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fire this, and it takes 2 minutes because you've got about 10 grams of clay here.
Okay.
Up to 10 grams, it's about 2 minutes. If I should use a whole pack of 20 grams, it might take 4 minutes.
Okay.
So you have to
just 2 minutes. It's not bad.
Just 2 minutes with 10 grams.
This is the fun part.
Here is the torch. Okay, now I've got it upside down because I'm going to show you how to fill it. You take your butane. You turn it upside down.
This is for people like me, and you too.
Well,
a lot of folks.
And there are actually instructions, but
it's always nice to know.
It's always nice to know.
That's what my husband normally does, but don't rely on a man. Do it yourself. Thank you, Jackie.
Yes, and you're going to push down hard.
Okay.
Listen, up. You hear it change, and that means it's full. Okay.
And there you go.
So it's full, and it lasts about an hour if I were to just stand here and torch. So you're not going to run out. What I do is every 3 or 4 projects I top it off so that I make sure I don't run out. Because if you run out in the middle of firing, you have to start all over again.
Which is, let me just tell you from trial and error, I wish I had met you before. Again, no book or anything, and I could do this. Still made some cute pieces.
So I have a timer here because if you're anything like me, I'll look at my watch, and I'll totally forget what time I started.
Okay.
So I've started using a timer. So I'm going to turn this on, and the one thing that's wonderful about this torch is it has a safety feature on it. Children can't turn it on. You have to know exactly how to turn it on. So there's a little lever in the back. You push it down, then you have to press in.
Okay.
Like that.
Oh, it's so
and
much
then
fun.
There's a hands-free button, so I don't even have to keep my finger on it.
Oh, good.
So the torch is lit. That's all the flame is. It's not, you don't have to be worried that you're going to be blowing somebody across the room with it.
No, it's not scary.
This brick is compressed vermiculite, and it will stay cool the entire time. You might want to put a pan under it or a piece of glass or something, but this will not hurt your stove, your countertop, whatever you fire it on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this timer going.
And I've got to ask you a question while we're firing this too. Someone just called in and wanted to know if you have maybe some sort of maybe you have an inability to work with both of your hands. I know some folks, I have a girlfriend that was in a car accident that lost one of her limbs and maybe arthritic, and it's a little bit difficult to work with some types of clay. Can you still work with the art clay?
Oh yeah, it's so easy. It's not like bread dough where you have to knead it and knead it and knead it. It's not. It's very soft.
So that's really wonderful because you're not limited by this.
You see the smoke?
Now watch this.
You see the smoke? The smoke and flame? That's the binder burning out. The binder is what keeps it all together and what keeps it clay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Once the binder burns out,
watch this.
You're left with nothing but silver. So what's going to happen? Once it stops flaming and smoking, and the smoke is not toxic, it's just like paper burning. The binder is cellulose and there's nothing else in it. Now what we're going to do is we are going to keep it at this. You see how close I am? I'm at a 45-degree angle, and I'm about 2-3 inches away tops. I am going to keep it like here until it starts to glow.
Oh,
and I mean glow like salmon.
So don't give up on it.
Don't give up on it. Because the bigger the piece, obviously, the longer it's going to take to glow.
Right.
And you see how it's curled up again?
Yes.
Because it shrinks 8 to 10%.
So that isn't, so I shouldn't be worried.
No, don't be worried. And you know what? And because the lights are so bright here, but you see it's going to settle back down. It's curled up, but it won't stay curled. It'll settle back down. So what I'm going to do is once it starts glowing, then you turn your timer on. You don't turn your timer on until it starts glowing. Set that to 2 minutes for me, would you, please?
Okie dokie. Let's say 2
and then 0, 0. You have to put in. I found that out. Otherwise, it's 2 seconds.
So clear it out first, and then do 2, 0, 0, and then just start.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's neat.
See, and it doesn't have to be exact because you can't overfire it.
And you know what's funny? That was more difficult to me setting the alarm than actually doing this.
I know.
That's telling you how easy this is.
You notice I handed her the alarm because it's like I couldn't do it. But you have to make sure that it's glowing. And when you do this at home, dim your lights in your kitchen, because if you dim the lights in your kitchen, you'll see it without any problems.
See,
These lights are tough.
So that's the key, and that's what I love. Now let me ask you this: even though it's non-toxic, we would like to fire ours out in like our little garage area or somewhere.
You can.
Just somewhere, but it doesn't really matter, right? That's good.
No, because I fire this. People fire it in apartments. They fire it in garages. They fire it in their basements. It doesn't really matter. You need ventilation for sure, and you have to be safe. You know, and if you have a respiratory problem, if you have a history, you can wear a mask when you work with the clay. You can wear a mask when you fire it. You can't be overprotective. Wear safety glasses if you feel good. If you feel like you don't want to, you don't want to take any chances, it's fine.
Now look at what's happening right now. I can't believe the detail already. That's amazing.
Well, what happens is when it shrinks the 8 to 10%. Everything shrinks. You know, so and you can't overfire it, but you can get too close. You have to watch that color. It's all about the color. If you lose the color, you go closer. If the color gets too bright or it looks like it's getting shiny and you might melt it, you pull away. So the distance,
no,
it's okay. The distance determines the temperature.
So if you're having a hard time keeping up with all of this, this is the good news. The kit, the main kit, the beginner's kit, which is brand new with more clay, all the tools from the butane torch to the sanders, to the brick that she is using, to the paintbrush, to the cutter, is all in the kit. And there is a video, a DVD, that's going to take you through each and every step. And you're going to make sure you include all of that information to make sure they cannot go wrong with their first project.
No, they can't. And in the DVD, I show you,
there we go. Oh, it's time.
But you know what? I could just stand here. I can't overdo it. So I'm just going to stand here for another couple of seconds while I tell you that on the DVD, I go through all the different kinds of firing. So I do a firing with a torch, with a kiln, on a gas stove top, all of that. And I go through how to use the tools, how to cut things, how to make 4 different projects. It's